Hello everyone, I invite you to the Friday cryptocurrency review. Let's start by checking the current situation on the BTC pair to USDT, taking into account the 4-hour interval. First, we will use blue lines to mark the local uptrend channel in which the BTC price is moving. Now we can move on to marking the places of support in the event of a correction. And here, in the first place, it is worth marking the support zone from $23,361 to $22,779. But when we fall below this zone, we can see a drop to around $21,883 and even $20,406. Looking the other way, in a similar way, using the trend-based fib extension tool, we can determine the places of resistance. First, we will mark the resistance zone from $23,769 to $24,209. When we manage to break it, we have a second zone from $24,445 to $24,744. Once these two zones are broken, we will move towards resistance at $25,121 and then $26,221. Please pay attention to the CHOP index, which indicates that most of the energy has been used. The MACD indicator indicates entering a local downtrend, while the RSI shows a visible rebound, which may give room for new increases. As the second chart in today's review, we'll check ETH against USDT, also on a 4-hour timeframe. First of all, using the blue lines, we can mark the uptrend channel in which the price is currently moving. Now let's move on to marking the places of support. We will use the fib retracement tool to mark the supports. And as you can see, we have the first support at $1,562, the second support at $1,468, the third at $1,392. And then we can mark the strong support zone from $1,319 to $1,208. Looking the other way, we can also mark the places where the price should encounter resistance on the way to increases. And here we have the first very strong resistance at the price of $1,666, which is the so-called golden point of 0.618 fib. The next resistance is at the price of $1,827 and then the third resistance at the price of $2,032. When we turn on the EMA across 10 and 30, we can see that they indicate an uptrend. The CHOP index indicates that the energy has been used. The MACD indicator is on the verge of entering a local downtrend. On the other hand, we see a rebound on the RSI, but we remain in an uptrend. As the third, we will check the BNB chart on a 4-hour interval. As we can see, the price has broken the downtrend lines, while currently we will use the blue lines to mark the uptrend channel in which the price is moving. Let's start by marking the support spots for the price, and we see that we first have a support zone from $308 to $292. But if the price goes lower, we have another support at $278, then at $264 and another support at $245. Looking the other way, we can similarly determine the places of resistance that the price has to face. And here we see that the price is currently fighting a strong resistance at $330 equal to 0.618 fib. We continue to have strong resistance at $360. Once the price breaks it, it will move towards resistance at $398. The CHOP index indicates that the energy has been consumed and is slowly rising. The MACD indicates an uptrend is maintained, while the RSI is moving in the upper part of the range on the edge of the downtrend line, which may indicate a temporary correction. As the last one in today's chart, we will check the ADA chart against USDT on a one-day timeframe. Let's start by marking the downtrend line that the price is currently trying to break, while locally we can mark the uptrend. Now let's look at where the price will meet resistance on further increases. Once we cross the downtrend lines, we can see resistance at 41 cents, second resistance at 47 cents, third at 52 cents and fourth at 59 cents. Looking the other way, in the same way we can mark places that will support the ADA in the event of a larger price correction. And here we will start by marking the support zone from 35 cents to 33 cents. If the price falls below, the second zone is from 31 cents to 30 cents, while the third support zone is from 27 cents to 24 cents. It is worth looking at the EMA cross 10 and 30, which indicate the place of entry into an uptrend and confirmation of staying in this trend. The CHOP index indicates that we have more and more energy for the upcoming move. The MACD confirms the upward trend, while the RSI, despite the correction, has returned above the upper limits of the range, so be careful before a possible correction. Technical analysis is provided by a third party and for informational purposes only. It does not reflect the views of CryptoDaily, nor is it intended to be used as legal, tax, investment, or financial advice.